I saw this story about a professor or a teacher or a lecturer from Indiana University who pretty much got snitched on by a student about their curriculum to, I believe, the governor or something like that, or senator or something like that of Indiana, having to do with like how the teacher, they had there was this graphic that they showed about like how they classified like racism and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I got
it. So a lecturer in Indiana University School of Social Work has been removed from teaching one of her classes, Diversity, Human Rights, and Social Justice, while the university investigates a complaint by a student against material she presented. Jessica Adams said the student submitted a complaint to the office of the U.S. Senator Jim Banks over a graphic she used in her class. Adams said Banks' office then contacted her dean. Now, the graphic that she has is the pyramid of white supremacy, which shows overt white supremacy and says stuff that's socially unacceptable with things like lynching, hate crimes, swastikas, burning crosses, the N-word, racial slurs.
The obvious stuff.
The obvious stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's a covert white supremacy. So police murdering people of color, school to prison pipeline, Confederate flags, racial profiling, the white savior complex, and stuff like that. Stuff that's not that you have to think a little bit about,
right, to
see the racist undertones that are there versus some white dude just calling me a hard R.
Right.
And that was.
I promise you, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm telling you right now. If a dude ever called me that, go ahead and add me to the prison.
Go ahead and add me to the prison pipeline. you will not see him. You're gonna have to ask me where the body's at. And I'm gonna tell you too.
I wish. Just say. I may lose my mind. Yeah.
Uppercut coming quick, fast, in a hurry.
I promise you, I'm hitting you with a
mean uppercut, Mike Tyson style.
Right, Mike Tyson blow to the face.
Yep.
You know, the reason I want to talk about this is because, first off, it kind of speaks to the climate we're in now.
Absolutely.
Right, as far as
anti-DEI,
all the kind of stuff.
Justice, the anti. What was the movement called?
Woke.
Not woke. What was it originally called? Like for racial sensitivity and stuff like that.
I can tell you.
I can't remember now, but just all anti that stuff.
Right. I think to me, so my first thought is I kind of experienced something similar in college.
Okay.
Where I had a professor, I think it was I forget what class, like something lit related or writing related, and this teacher taught a class in a very certain way, right? Very fun way. And I'm like, oh, cool! I got lucky with this teacher. Like we gonna have a fun semester. And we did some type of project or whatever, like a group thing, and everybody got a grade.
Yeah.
And some kid didn't like the way this teacher taught, and then like the grade they got, and so they snitched to like the dean of the school we were in, and teacher pretty much had to scrap their entire curriculum. It went from like fun to like show up, teachers write them on the board, write it down, boring, and we left.
Dang.
And teacher was like gone shortly thereafter. Like
yeah.
And to me, it's just like there's always, I put that because I comment on that.
Yeah.
There's always one.
Always one student. Yep.
There's always one student who like it has to be done a certain way.
Yep.
And to me, my problem with this is one. I've never seen a teacher ever tell a student, "Hey, all these issues is your fault."
Absolutely not. I had a history teacher, and our history program was about Native Americans in like the early 1800s, and she never like said it's white people's fault. She said, "No, these people in the past,
right?
They did the shit.
Yeah,
but we are living with the consequences thereof now, and how do you address that?
Exactly.
But I'm not blaming people now. Blame the people that did the shit back then.
Exactly.
They're the problem. But we got to figure out the solution.
I think to me, there's a accountability thing that we're starting to get away from.
Absolutely.
Right? Which is, it's not about blaming you.
No.
It's about making sure that we don't repeat what happened in the past.
Absolutely.
So in order for us to do not repeat what happened in the past, we need to point out what happened in the past.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's acknowledge it. Let's not run from it. This is what in order for us to be the greatest country in the world, we all have to at least acknowledge our shortcomings. This is what happened. It's not going to be this isn't 1960.
No.
You're not going to see Klansmen show up in robes with a burning cross in the yard and be like, all right, well, we know who the races are.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to happen anymore.
Happen that way.
It's going to look entirely different. So when you encounter people in different aspects of society, and they come from you with a different perspective and a different life viewing, understand where that comes from.
Yeah.
So you can recognize, be like, okay, I see you, I hear you, I recognize you. No one's saying it's your fault.
No
one's saying that.
No, but we are saying. I think my example that I thought about recently was like casual homophobia in like the mid 2000s, right? We all kind of participated in some casual homophobia, calling people the F word and stuff like that. And then we all realized, I never thought about what about the gay person who was around me who heard all of that? How would they have felt with all that casual homophobia? I feel kind of bad now. Like, you know what? I'm not going to use those words. I'm not going to say certain things just in case someone who might be closeted or who is out might feel a little unsafe around me. I wouldn't want that.
Right.
That's the same type of situation. Just think outside of yourself.
Exactly.
For just a moment.
I also think, to me, is, was she wrong?
No.
Like, that's what I'm saying, to the students in there, because one thing about college is supposed to be a time of ideas.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a time of us learning who we are and being around different peoples and different cultures and things of that nature. You're not supposed to get to college at 18, 19, 20 and have a hard stance already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be more fluid, you know what I mean? And truly embrace other ideologies and other people. No one says you have to take it on, but at least understand and hear them out, right?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to be there to learn.
To learn, right?
So when your teacher's up there, you're supposed to be going like, okay. So for example, if the teacher does their job and breaks it down accurately and goes, hey, the school to prison pipeline or whatever is based off because of this, and then we have stats to back it up. You're supposed to be like, damn, okay, that makes sense. So like,
I think one that was a perfect example, like the color blindness, right?
Right.
Because I remember fighting back on that online years ago. Like, I don't see colors. Like, what do you mean by that?
Right.
That's impossible. If a black man walks into a room, what do you see? A black man.
Right.
So you cannot say I don't see color when someone of a different ethnicity walks in. You notice that. No matter what ethnicity it is, you're going to notice that. And by invalidating that, it feels like you're invalidating me as a person.
Right.
That it's that simple. And you should think about that. It's like, oh, I don't want to just invalidate your experience. I don't want to see a white man walk in and assume you're like every other white dude out there.
Right.
That's wrong. You should be the same if you're a white man seeing a black person or an Indian person. I should want to know what their unique experience is, because it's not the same. I haven't experienced every black person out there. That's what we're asking.
And it's not about making somebody feel bad. It's just about pointing something out.
Yeah.
That way you can do better.
Yeah.
That way you can pass that forward. You know what I'm saying? That way when you own a bank institution or you're working at the banks, you're not turning somebody down because that's what your boss told you to do.
Because on the application name says Deshaun.
Yeah.
Right. That it immediately. It used to be a banker sees Deshaun. We're not doing that loan. You at least give him the courtesy to bring him in and say, what do you need a loan for?
Exactly.
And then if it's bullshit, you could throw it out.
Right.
But just invalidating because of the name on the sheet, that's wrong.
Right.
You shouldn't do that.
I just think that we're in an era now, with the government pressuring people with the withholding money, and you got to do it this way. If not, you're not gonna get the grants and all that kind of stuff. I think a lot of schools are feeling the heat.
They are. They definitely are. And schools like Indiana, who are in a red state, will easily just cater.
Right.
Right. You would not go where Harvard and the other Ivy League schools might fight back. School like Indiana University, because they're in a red state, they're gonna cave.
Yeah.
There's no avenue for them to fight back. Unfortunately. That's unfortunate.
And it sucks because I just feel like it dilutes the college experience, man.
Absolutely.
College, it's one of those experiences where like you just.
One of the best parts about college was meeting people from other states and other countries, and learning about their lives and what they thought about being in America too. Right. Right. Because it helps you just broaden. I didn't have to necessarily travel to these places, but now I know a little bit more about somebody from somewhere else, and that's enriching. Yeah. It's very enriching.